Eminem or Marshall Mathers or Slim Shady or whoever he was on his last record is the best-selling and most controversial artist of the 2000s and early 2010s. Right now, 25 years after his debut, he is returning with what might be his last record. The death of Slim Shady will drop sometime this year, with the title single Houdini dropping last week or sometime around the last 2 weeks. It depends on how long I need for this video. The track, like everything Eminem ever dropped, had mixed reviews, with everyone disliking the track being called sensitive by Millenials, which all those responses are almost as cringy as the track itself, to me at least. But let's start like this. My name is Skull, I do not have an intro, and I'm around 20 years old, meaning I'm Gen Z.
So you are one of them old snowflakes that get offended by everything like pronouns and the climate and liberal.
Get it? Curtains closing.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
With this reference, you may see that I, like a lot of other Gen Zers, are actually very aware of Slim Shady and grew up on him. I mean, some of the biggest hits from the late 2000s and early 2010s are made by Marshall. If it is songs like Not Afraid, Monster, Rap God, or his most recent hit, Godzilla, we kinda already know who he is. Even older songs like Mockingbird, Stan, or Shake That found new life on TikTok. Now, for some reason though, millennials think that my generation is constantly trying to cancel this 50-year-old guy. This all actually started a few years ago when Mockingbird or Shake That found their way on everyone's For You page. A girl made this one video with a few thousand likes calling up for Slim Shady to be cancelled. This dumb TikTok didn't go as planned, with a mob forming against her, as well as millennials creating some of the worst things my eyes and ears ever have seen. You see, a bunch of women started to create bad diss tracks in the name of Slim Shady himself, with the original being a stitch to this other TikTok, which I cannot find. What I did find though are two other millennials trying to explain to me why Slim Shady is uncancelable. With the first one being this one woman saying that he's just a lyrical miracle and we cannot fathom real lyricism. You young people can't fathom real lyricism about a guy cutting off women's nipples. The second song is even worse in my opinion because it's longer. It has similar points, plus calling us out for not appreciating his song about brutally killing his ex-wife. Her words, not mine. To be honest, being into more gruesome lyrics is okay. Songs like As the World Turns, in my opinion, are equivalent to shows like The Boys or South Park, with it being funny brutal. But Kim is a song where Marge just kidnaps his ex, tells her how he will kill her, as well as kill her new husband and his kid, frame her, and make it look like a murder-suicide. This song just feels weird. It's just an angry ex-boyfriend that wants to kill his new girlfriend because he's jealous that she is now happy. But maybe I'm too woke for that. Maybe my woke brain cannot fathom the genius of killing your ex. I mean, it can't be that bad if Kim decided to remarry this man in 2006. But yeah, millennials, if you're that into songs about guys killing women, I would heartily recommend to you the song Genie by Falco. The Austrian sings from the perspective of a real Vienna serial killer who preyed upon women in the 80s. But let's go away from killing women. Oh my god, this is a terrible line. The last few years of Eminem's discography. Over the last few years, it got more or less quiet around Eminem. After Music to be Murdered By, Eminem had a few big things going on, but nothing major. Okay, he was at the Super Bowl halftime show. He had a weird NFT song that dropped with Snoop Dogg. Last year, he also had a bad feature on a newfound talent, where he also already called out Gen Z, just to later on be in the most Gen Z game, Fortnite, hosting the worst event, and me being peer pressured into buying his skin for 20 euros because my friend said, we're all going to play as Eminem now. We're all Slim Shady, and we never played as Eminem groups because my other friends decided to be birds instead. Maybe I have anger issues. Anyways, the song Houdini dropped lately. I have to say it isn't that good. It isn't really that funny, nor is it offensive in any way, shape, or form. It feels like the hip-hop equivalent to an anti-Vogue comedy show. I mean, we have all the points. Calling out to be cancelled, dumb, unfunny, and unoriginal jokes, lines that go, Gen Z can't handle this, and Gen Z is too Vogue, a shot at a random popular woman, something racist, and a trans/pronouns joke to show that we don't know what that is. Which the last two things we got in a 2-in-1 deal. Up to now I still don't know what this line is supposed to mean. My guess is that it's a Aquafina diss and or Slim Shady saying trans people aren't valid. The problem is that this is so out of touch and so weirdly framed that I cannot be offended. This is so dumb that it offends me again. It is so dumb. It's just brilliant. No, it's just dumb. Now you can like this track. Agreeable, it has a catchy hook. I just find it a bit uninspired. He just tells us that he's back, and then he also starts a cancel me campaign, which had the opposite effect. The sheer amount of people defending him after two guys made fun of his track being embarrassing is embarrassing in itself. You know what else is embarrassing? When content creators plead with their audience to please subscribe, like this video, please like this video, please. I need the attention. I want views on my video. I get like no views for 2 weeks of work. Please subscribe to my channel, please. Anyways, everybody says that Slim doesn't give a F about your opinion, and we don't either. I also saw like a few people say that the real offensive lines Slim gave us are far in the past and give us the in sync line as an example for an offensive line. Are you kidding me? He just said that he wants to fight a guy and ensures him that he's going to kick his ass. This is middle school behavior. I saw a lot more millennials say that the real Slim Shady is offensive, even though this is the vocest he has ever been. I mean, he calls out people being okay with necrophilia, but then people draw the line at two guys consensually kissing, calling that wrong. What is offensive about this? Plus, this is going to be controversial to say, but being offensive doesn't mean that this is good, or vice versa. More important is to stick to one idea. Like, you can't begin saying that being brutal and being this gruesome as he is bad, and then glorify it and tell your fans to be as gruesome and brutal just like you. Or worse, make fun of Ariana Grande's concert in Manchester being bombed just for you to 10 minutes later cry over a country festival being shot up in Las Vegas. I know that one was less worse, but it's still hypocritical to be like, yeah, no, this isn't bad. This is actually funny, but that's a tragedy. I also want to point out, now that we're talking about the Darkness song, that he's actually victimizing the shooter a lot in the music video as well as in the lyrics of the song. Just a hook with I don't want to be alone in the darkness shows that Eminem has a real sympathy towards the shooter and tries to twist the narrative into the shooter is the actual victim of gun violence and not the 60 people that got killed or the 400 people that got injured. No, it's the shooter, which is kind of bad. Let's go into a lighter-hearted topic around Eminem and his fan base being the insecurity that both of them have. Slim Shady as well as a lot of his fans are very insecure about themselves and the music. Saying that you don't give a damn and actually not giving a damn are two different things. Like when he gave us Revival. Revival got a bunch of bad reviews, with rappers and critics hating on the music as well as on him. So he didn't give a damn, like Slim Shady does. Right, Slim? Hey, wait, what is that? Nothing. Kamikaze is an album where Eminem is dissing everybody who doesn't like Revival. He also goes against the new generation of hip-hop, like for example Tyler the Creator, which he had to apologize to, or people from the new more minimalistic side of hip-hop like Lil Uzi Vert or Lil Pump, dissing them on several occasions on the album. This entire album, even though being better than the dumpster fire the old one was, is still not very good, with Eminem mostly sounding sounding like this meme. The thing is, this isn't even enough, because on Music to Be Murdered By, he opens up with, once again, being mad at people not liking Revival, as well as not liking Kamikaze. This is the first thing that he does, calling out critics for not liking the last two albums. The issue is that Eminem gets bad review after bad review, and instead of just not giving at them and just continuing on, he searches for anything and everything to blame it on other than himself just not being as good as he thinks he is. You can also see how repetitive Eminem is when something actually sticks. You see this with, for example, Rap God. After Rap God dropped, a lot of people were obsessed with this fast style of nonsensical rapping that Eminem gave us. So he copied it on songs like Lucky You, Godzilla, Gnat, or that one NFT song. And I think that even Alfred's theme had like one of those fast rapping parts in the end. Another song that he sound pretty similar are My Name Is, Real Slim Shady, Guess Who's Back, Just Lose It, and now with the newest song, Houdini. They all sound pretty similar, up to a point where he just reuses the Guess Who's Back for two of those songs, as well as some of the lines, flows, and just ways that he spits are so similar that you might think that those are the same songs. I often even confused songs like My Name Is or Guess Who's Back just because at some points they just are way too similar. Also, the Eminem Show, one of, if not the best Eminem album, has so much repetitiveness to it. And you can do similar songs on like the same record, but at least have a bit of a uniqueness to everything. I just feel like Eminem doesn't really have anything to say, and he hasn't had anything to say for years now, repeating the same nostalgic formula over and over and over again. But hey, as long as his fans, which call themselves and act like this one fictional character, Stan, which should be like the worst kind of fan, are happy with being cringe on my For You page, then we should probably just let them. What is the worst thing that they can do?